Do this to get a perfect credit score for $0. In this video, we show you exactly how you can increase your credit score fast and get a perfect over 800 plus credit score. It's easy and it's absolutely free. If you're new here, then it would mean a lot to us if you subscribe to our channel. Get more life-changing, mindset-shifting, informative content regularly, only here at WealthMatic. Your credit rating is essentially a grade for how effectively you manage your money. You'll do very well on your exams and tests just as you did in school to achieve a decent grade. Same as in real life, where you manage your finances carefully to maintain a solid credit score. And having a decent credit score isn't something you can just look up online and go make a YouTube video about. Now before we proceed, I'd like to give a quick disclaimer. I may have experience in finance, but I am not in any way a financial advisor. I only deliver knowledge in a fun, exciting, and informative way. So, if your money is experiencing a serious decline, I strongly suggest that you are a financial advisor to help you with your situation. Now the first one is about your payment history, and this accounts for 35% of your credit rating. This one is generally simple. Never skip a credit card payment and never pay it off late. If you want to have a flawless credit rating, you'll have to make sure you never miss a payment. Otherwise, your credit score will surely suffer. So here's how it works. The credit gods take all of your on-time repayments and divide them by the entire amount owed. Then they figure out what proportion of your payments were made on time. The good news is that you have to make a minimum payment each month to have it qualify as an on-time payment, which is usually just between $25 and $50. And aside from that, the second component that contributes to your credit rating is your credit use, which accounts for 30% of your total score. To earn a top score, the credit reporting agencies want you using just a tiny portion of your total credit limit. You should just aim to spend less than 10% of your entire credit limitations, demonstrating to the debt gods that you don't need all of the cash they have given you, since you're so good with money. And one other thing to note regarding this, how much money you hold as credit card debt is only going to be transitory, and is one of these things that will only have a minor effect on your overall credit score. Now it's one of those situations that will only affect your credit score till you pay off your line of credit, after which your score will surely improve. So, if you have a high spending rate right now, it's not the end of the story, and as soon as you pay off the balance, your credit rating will surely change. Third, they claim that the length of your credit history is irrelevant. When it comes to computing your credit score though, it does, since the average duration of your credit history accounts for 15 percentage points of your overall credit score. This simply implies that the more credit you have and the earlier you begin, it's the better. That is why I strongly advise people like you to start building credit as soon as possible, even if it means getting a credit card the day they turn 18. This will provide the groundwork for your credit history from the start. I must emphasize that this is determined based on the average duration of your complete credit history, and not the length. Let me clarify. If you opened one credit card 4 years ago, your typical credit record would be just 4 years. However, if you opened that one credit card 4 years ago and then open another new card today, your typical credit record would be 5 years. Because it simply considers the average. Your average credit record would be lowered to 2 years. The same is true if you end up closing an old credit line, as some people feel that canceling old credit card they don't use is a good thing. This might be quite harmful, since even if you close an old credit card, it will remain on the record for 7 to 10 years. After that, it may reduce the average age of your accounts, and you'll have to wait longer to rebuild it. And when it comes to making this decision, the only option you have now is to wait. This element of the credit building process simply takes time, so don't be impatient. If you've only recently obtained a credit card and have made a few on-time payments, but do not yet have a 760 credit score, patience is a virtue in this case. The rules of credit says you'll need at least 9 years of average credit record to earn the highest credit score. However, because it only accounts for 15% of your overall credit score, it doesn't make a significant impact at all, and especially if you excelled in every other category. Now, the fourth factor in determining your credit rating would be how many credit lines you have open, and this accounts for 10% of your total score. Now, you could assume that rewarding someone for having opened more credit cards and taking up more debt makes absolutely no sense. After all, you'd expect that the person who doesn't need credit would have the best score. This is where you're wrong, and here's why. The more and more debt you have, the better your credit ceiling will be, which means you'll have a lower total credit use rate, which means you'll have a higher credit score, if that makes sense. Lastly, the fifth and last element of your credit rating, which accounts for the remaining 10%, will be discussed. That is the total number of credit queries on your credit file. Now here's how it works with this one. A hard inquiry occurs when you apply for new credit and it is recorded to the credit reporting agencies and appears on your credit record. This allows lenders to keep a record of how often you visit and apply for loans. And in general, the more times you go to the bank and seek a loan, the worse you become as a user. That's because lenders are concerned that you may start asking for additional personal loans all of a sudden, and they're worried that something has happened to cause you to act this way, as if they're wondering why you just got 3 credit cards and a car loan today. They might be thinking, are you about to run out of money? Are you going to simply max up your credit card and never pay it off? Now, in spite of all of this, the good news is that all of this is just temporary, because it only appears on your record for the first 2 years, and then disappears after that. They only have a 12-month influence on your credit score. After that, they deliver your report. This is done to encourage credit card shopping for you as a consumer without affecting your overall credit score. However, this only accounts for 10% of your total score. So, as long as you limit it to a bare minimum and are cautious about the credit lines you obtain, I'm sure you will be good. Now that was our video for today. Please like and subscribe if you appreciated the content. If you want to elevate your life from the one that you have to the one that you deserve, be sure to click the subscribe button right now. This has been the one and only WealthMatic, and we will see you on our next video.